What it do, peeps? Welcome to Watch the Damn Tape. I'm the Beat Chef. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe button. Hit that bell to get notified when I drop my next video. To my new subscribers, I thank you for joining. Hope you enjoy this show. I hope you get something out of the content. To my old subscribers, my day ones, I appreciate you for helping me build this platform and continue to keep it pushing. You know I had to talk about Joy Taylor. Let it all marinate. And then I got to thinking. It kind of reminds me of Age of Ultron. You know, I'm a big movie person, love movies. I always find something in life that relates to a movie. Age of Ultron. In the Age of Ultron, during the middle part of the movie, when they first created Vision came out and they said, what are we going to do with Ultron? He said he's unique. He said, but we must purge the earth of every trace of him and leave nothing. That's what Fox did to Joy Taylor. And as a result of Joy Taylor, there's casualties. The other shows got hit. But not only the shows, you got to think about it. There's other people that work on those shows. Set people, makeup artists, you know, the light guy, the camera crews, all the production people. They all lost their jobs too. So I'm pretty sure it's close to 100 people that lost their jobs. And you're going to hear them start talking too. You also got to think about it like this. Joy Taylor, when it happened, they immediately got rid of Charlie Dixon right before the Super Bowl. And they slid Charlie Dixon out first. Charlie Dixon's kind of like the doctor on Age of Ultron that had the little body, the little cask that Ultron wanted. Joy Taylor is Ultron. She was created by Charlie Dixon and got out of control. Fox is the Avengers. They wiped the face of the earth. They wiped every trace of Charlie Dixon and Joy Taylor. Everything Charlie Dixon ever created pretty much is gone from the network. His buddy, Acho, gone. You know, and if you think about this, nobody really talks about this. Joy Taylor coming to work and being empowered by not getting fired earlier was really a hostile work environment for her coworkers. If you remember, when she came back, when the allegations first hit, and she went, you know, the Super Bowl happened, and after the Super Bowl, she took like a 2-week break. Was posting pictures of all over the world, different places. Remember when she came back, you remember the pictures from the set. You saw Michael Irvin, Keyshawn, and Paul Pierce on one side of the room. And then you saw Joy Taylor on the other side of the room. They were all social distancing. And I thought that was odd. And I'm like, dude, you shouldn't have to work in those work conditions, because if the roles were reversed and it was the woman in that position, the guys would be gone. She wouldn't have to deal with that. But those guys sat there like idiots and dealt with it. And most of the people that worked for Fox sat there and had to deal with this woman walking around with a smug look on her face like she was invincible. And Fox, to their credit, they played on what they already knew about Joy Taylor. Joy Taylor didn't get the memo to course correct, but that's what you do when you give a corrupt person power. And Joy Taylor was already a corrupt person when she came in the door. She was already conniving. So they just let her do her thing because they knew we're going to settle this lawsuit, which I'm sure they have already settled. And they just waited their time and let her just keep giving herself some rope, and she'll eventually hang herself. So she went on the podcast circuit and she was doing all this talking. And I'm pretty sure as the weeks and months went on, she realized they're not talking about my contract. I'm not, they're not calling me in the office. They're not calling my agent. They're not working out the new deals for my new deal. My deal's up in the summer. You remember, folks, I told you back in the fall and the winter, I told you that it would probably be around June. I was a couple weeks late, but you got to think about it. The NBA Finals ended in June. This is pretty much a dead period, just baseball only. So if you want a clean house, you've already gotten the lawsuit taken care of. NDA signed on that. Faraji's taken care of. She's paid. She's not going to release a book. The only loose end you got is Joy Taylor. But also to recoup the money, because I'm pretty sure you got to shell out a couple $1 million to Miss Faraji. We'll never know unless somebody leaks it. You got to cut heads. That's what all companies do. All big businesses, number one thing in a business is payroll. So we'll cut these shows. They're underperforming. We'll do it now. Training camp hasn't started. We already know our replacements. We already have replacements locked up and ready to go. We got replacement shows. I'm pretty sure at some point they will bring some of the guys back. I have no doubt. I'm pretty sure they'll bring Keyshawn Johnson back. I'm pretty sure they'll bring LaShawn McCoy back at some point. Maybe even Chase Daniels. Even though they were terrible on speak, none of the shows will be missed. But they will bring in some other shows, and they will bring in some people to be contributors. I'm not sure if it's going to be these guys. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these guys make it back. Michael Irvin, for example. Michael Irvin, a star. Very controversial, and the Cowboys are the biggest talking point when it comes to football, whether you like them or not. And Michael Irvin is the biggest mouthpiece in the media for the Cowboys. But that's it. So they knew. I'm pretty sure within about a week or two, they will be announcing the fall lineup. Probably around August, the middle of August, like the 15th. They'll be announcing the new fall lineup and make a big deal about it. And it'll be some people that we're familiar with. One of the shows will definitely have a female lead that everybody likes and respects. Maybe like a Kay Adams, somebody like that. You just never know. And they'll announce that, and they'll bring that out. That's how they're gonna roll, and this will be right on time for football season. It'll lift everybody's spirits, and then they'll need somebody that can compete against First Take in that time slot. The faculty could never compete with First Take, regardless of what Acho said online about what they were going to do and how they were going to bring all the years of experience in the NFL to a show. It never materialized. Got caught in the wash, and it was a perfect time because they were getting the biggest headache at the network out the door. So why not flush all the trash out, get Joytron out the building, get rid of Joytron and all the other elements that we don't like, so we can recoup some of this money and move on with some fresh talent to compete with ESPN. So that's why they did it, and that's why they did it in this fashion. So, Craig Carton, Danny Parkins, and Mark Schlereth, bye. You'll still hear Mark Schlereth doing calls on FS1. I guarantee you he will be doing color commentary during the season. Emmanuel Acho, definitely not coming back. Definitely. Got too many ties to the old guard that is already gone. LaShawn McCoy probably come back as a contributor, and Chase Daniels will probably come back as a contributor. James Jones as well. Joy Taylor, we know she ain't coming back. Keyshawn, if it's anybody on this list, Keyshawn for sure will probably be coming back, and I'm pretty sure Paul Pierce will be coming back. But both of them have podcasts that are starting to build up and get steam. And that's the difference. When you pay more loyalty to your outside interest than the company's interest, it's in the company's interest to get rid of you. The only person at this network that can really get away with that is Colin Cowherd. And I'm pretty sure they don't like what Colin's doing, but they accept it because he still gets big ratings. And Colin Cowherd often has Nick Wright on his podcast, so they deal with it. And they use it to their benefit. But that's probably the only guy. So expect to see Joy Taylor doing a lot of podcasts, because I'm pretty sure no network is going to sign her right away. And she's going to go on the victim tour pretty soon and lean into being a sister and get the support from the simp. So you'll start seeing a bunch of simp videos coming out saying that Fox was wrong, and you'll see a bunch of sisters acting like it wasn't nothing wrong what she did. It was the big bad bully, and they'll play into the victim narrative. That's what's going to happen going next. But I just thought this was so interesting because it was just like the freaking Age of Ultron. Wipe everything, every trace, and in a month, nobody will care. Nobody will miss Joy Taylor. Nobody will miss Acho, James Jones, Chase Daniels. Nobody. Nobody will miss the Day Show. Most of the people didn't even know what the Day Show, the morning show was called. Nobody cared. That's how irrelevant these shows are on TV. Nobody watched them. And that's on the bat of the former ex-players not understanding you're getting your butt kicked. You're playing the game and you're getting your butt kicked by ESPN, and you still think you're going to keep drawing a salary. That's why Acho was all shocked and caught off guard. LaShawn McCoy was saying he got fired on his day off. Chase Daniels was sitting there, oh man, it's unexpected. I'm going to miss the people that I worked with. James Jones still in shock. The only person that was not shocked was Joy Taylor, because Joy Taylor saw it close probably around March, April, when she started going on the podcast circuit talking about relationships and men and sex and multiple partners and being promiscuous and this and that. She already knew, I'm done. They're going to cut me a check to make sure I don't do a book deal that disparages Fox, and it's over. My career at Fox is done. But I'd like to know what you thought about everything. Did you watch FS1? Did you watch any of these shows? Do you think anybody will be missed? Let me know. Leave your comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.